music, I don't even remember. Me and Moo and Scooter, our other brother, we're kind of born and bred into it. I think we were, you know, music was kind of instilled in us with our dad. Our dad was playing in bands since before we were born. His parents grew up with music. His parents' parents grew up with music, with being Baptist ministers and singing in churches and everything. And we grew up on classic rock. And we were at one point the youngest classical rock band in the United States.
And I started playing on percussion and started singing a lot because I looked up to like Steve Perry and stuff from Journey. Started singing, and then by the time I was around 9 or 10, 11 tops, I wanted to play guitar. I was really interested in guitar because my dad was playing guitar, and it's kind of like a fad, I guess, that was going on. But then I picked it up and started playing, and got better at it, and stayed at it. So I don't know, I just, from 2 years old up till now, just branching off from whenever I was really young and trying out new instruments and stuff, and didn't really want to give up on it even if I wasn't good at it.
It's just been in my family. So yeah, I've been playing music for a very long time. I guess for the majority of my life.
We played all the Foreigner, Journey, Boston, Kansas, all those hits from the, you know, anywhere from the 50s through the 80s, I guess. And we were made fun of for it, which it's funny, it came in full circle that, you know, now that's the stuff that's popular. And the kids back then made fun of us for it, and now they're wearing Led Zeppelin t-shirts and Beatles t-shirts and Journey t-shirts.
Different place or different guy, looking for a friend with him to spend the night.
Quote unquote, the shithole was and still is, was a band room originally when my dad was in a band a long time ago, way before I was even born, when my parents first moved in this house 22 years ago. And my dad wanted a practice space for his band a long time ago, and he turned the basement into it. Like, he actually went downstairs and just, and my mom talked it over, and they were like, you know what, my dad told my mom, was like, this is going to be straight for equipment only. She said, okay, that's fine, as long as it's out of my way and out of my hair. And throughout the years of him playing through with all of his bands and having people come over and play music, it's always been the shithole. It's always been the practice area, and it was always just cram-packed with equipment and just people, for one. Always different musicians and friends coming over and playing. So many of our friends been down in that room learning how to play guitar or learning and writing music. And now that, you know, later on down the road, even a little bit before, but mainly after my dad had passed away in 2012, my brother Moo, who actually turned it into basically now like a studio practice area, where now we do most of our recording, actually all of our recording down there. It's always been the shithole because it's in the basement, you're 8 feet underground, surrounded with bricks. You have that moldy, musky smell that you can get black lung from. It's the greatest thing you could ever like want inside of like a studio or a band room. It's always been there. I mean, when you go down there and you smell it, you're like, yep, it's time to play some music, and that's just the way it is, you know?
I find more of our emotions and ideas coming from the shithole than the studio. You know, because it's a more laid-back environment. And I take a look back and listen to like old Half Past Yesterday recordings and old Experiment 116 recordings, and how like cookie cutter and generic, and how many ideas we could have thrown in there. They weren't in the end result of the song.
Recording music is a natural progression of playing music, so I figured an easy solution would just to have my own studio.
Just say you will keep me alive. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, my dear.
I decided to record my own band for a number of reasons. Mostly, it was cost effective, and I guess the second reason is, or it's a more intimate experience. It's a you could convey what you want to talk about, what you want to write about better.
I'm comfortable with who is here recording me, producing me, whatever it is. Then rather than going out and meeting somebody who I don't know, using somebody else's equipment that I don't know. So I might be kind of nervous around them, than more than what I am playing my music that either I've written or just whatever with my brother, who I'm more comfortable being around.
Well, compared to like what we're doing with my brother, and compared to other studios like that we've recorded at, or ones that I've been to with other bands, it's not rushed. It's not get in, get your stuff set up, because some studios you go to, from the time you walk into the door, you're there. You have you got to come in, set your things up, and you're charged by the hour. Some studios you go to, you're charged from the time you walk to the door. You have to set up to tear down. I love the fact that my brother, he wants to try things. We went to like 3 different garages just to try, hey, we're gonna scream in different garages. He went one time to scream in a car. So we just went into a car and screamed for an hour.
What's good that's working with my brother Moo, the studio, is me and him have the same taste, and when it comes to like especially guitar gear or like mixing, me and him have like the same kind of ear for things. So like if, for example, if we're just doing a track and just the rhythm guitar parts, we could just be like, oh hey, pan it here, pan it there. We should put that there. It should just be this guitar or whatever. Those are some good things about that. We obviously we grew up together playing guitar together. It's like, but like if anything comes about with like guitars, me and we run to each other all the time. Like, oh hey, here's this and this. So that kind of reflects on us being in, I guess you could say, the studio or just recording, because like as soon as something comes about, he'll come to me or I'll go to him and be like, Moo, I got this great idea, let's do this.
I don't know if it's hurting the industry necessarily with home recordings, but they are taking notice for sure. Recording my own music, it's definitely beneficial in a way when it comes to my personality coming through more. It's good to have someone to help you. Every now and then in studios usually you have a producer and you have like an engineer. But when you have that, sometimes if you want it, their ideas are reflected to the final product. And when it's me recording my own music, it's just a pure representation of myself.
Benefits of working with Moo have been beer money. It's been free. And, you go into a studio and it's been, hey, it's $1,000 for the next 8 hours you're going to be here. Or huge studios, you're going to be here for 6 months. It's going to be $1 million or whatever. With Moo, it's like, I need some strings. Go buy me some strings, and I'll do your guitar. I'll do your entire guitar tracks.
We have the most optimal setup. So for my band's first EP, it was essential for us to do it on our own, and it's not a super professionally done project, but it's good enough that we could put it out there and everybody could have an idea of what my band's about. as technology progresses, it's becoming more available for the average Joe, such as myself, to have a half-decent recording setup. Before you would need huge consoles with thousands of dollars worth of tube compressors, like all the outboard gear, and like I use Logic and all that stuff's contained in my computer. Hopefully I could upgrade to some outboard gear, but for me and my little intimate recording situation, it's fine. I'm fine with that, and a lot of bands now, they're doing that. And record labels are starting to take notice. I don't know. I think this is a whole new generation for music recording and developing.